on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal, Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check. This is your TNA No Surrender 2026 preview, and that is Jake fucking DeMarco. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, yeah. I cannot say this enough. I didn't get to talk to you on air since we last did it, but, buddy, wave your hands from side to side. He did it. Joe Hendry.
Fuck yeah. All right, there we go.
Hey, man.
That's kind of TNA news.
It is adjacent, but I'm sorry. I had to bring it up right away. Congratulations to him.
Awesome.
We were watching the ladder match live, and I sadly, I believed, but I figured Ricky Saints was just going to take it because Hendry's on SmackDown. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, but no,
It's funny. I'm gonna do a solo pod sometime in the next week or so about Stand and Deliver because
fuck me then, huh? No.
Yeah. No, I think there's a pretty major problem we have going into Stand and Deliver.
Ooh, tease me.
And I'm gonna go. Well, did you know that the ladies run NXT?
I do.
Now there's a downside to that comment.
That's what I was speaking about on WWE main roster, because they build stars, but no one for them to face.
Sort of. The key point that I'm going to get to in the long form pod is basically you've got three guys in NXT right now that could be their champion. One currently, and one that's a mid-card title holder, and one that's, going to be the next champion probably. I figure after Stand and Deliver, two of them are going up. The third one will be champion and face who? Although I do think Vanity Project have kind of put a stamp on NXT and have kind of made some strides in the brief time that they've been there.
Yeah,
I really enjoy them quite a bit.
I do as well. They're good heels. You want to see them get their ass kicked.
Friggin' Brad Baylor looks like Brad Taylor.
And yes, absolutely. More power? Yeah, no. And on top of it, what a reference there, right? Come on, Heidi.
Nice.
You got me nostalgia ridden. I don't know, Tim. I don't think so.
I don't think so, Jake.
Hey, Wilson. We're going to just do this the whole time. Did I do that? That's not even the right show. Oh, my God, Spaz. There's a psycho killer right behind you.
Oh, my God, that was funny.
I loved it because it was so awkward, and they hung on for so long.
I think, I don't usually buy into conspiracy theories. I do think this one's kind of funny.
Yes.
Who just debuted in AEW?
I know, the psycho killer. And the movie
looks pretty sick.
It does look pretty damn cool. I will say that. It's about a police officer, and she's tasked to take out the satanic slasher, and the slasher kills her state trooper husband.
We all know that it's like 2026 and the police are the bad guys, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
so he's going to take her down, but I had to bring that up. I'm sorry. That was just hilarious. They hung on it for so long.
It was Booker T having flashbacks to his rivalry with the Boogeyman. But you know what? And I will say this, and then we'll get on to the point of the evening, because we've got actual time constraints tonight, so this will be interesting. Not restraints, constraints.
Ooh.
No, the other trailer that I saw recently was for The Whistle. That looks really fucked up.
Yes, I've not actually seen that yet.
So the concept is like,
like
as soon as you're born, your death is also born, and you're like in the movie, your death is like becomes a physical like entity, and by blowing the whistle, you call your death to you faster. I think is the concept, but your death is like your death is like a physical, tangible thing, and the tagline is something at the end of the trailer is something along the lines of one of the final girls, I guess, saying, "I don't want to die," and whoever she's talking to says, "Well, then you shouldn't have been born."
Oh,
it's one of those like back and forth, like
that's
like every. It's a good line.
Yeah, like, you know what?
I hope the rest of the movie is as good as that line.
You and I are definitely going to have a sidebarred movie podcast at some point.
Yeah,
but like
at some point, yeah.
Because you know what I love to discuss with you and pick your brain is, even if the movies aren't great, like the idea behind them, like Edge of Tomorrow, I actually like it
Mhm,
as a movie, but the way
mhm.
that it does the Groundhog's Day formula, I thought was excellent. Another
Yep.
one that I thought could have been a better movie, but the concept is phenomenal, and that's the butterfly effect. I
And see,
always adored that.
I always get into conversations about the butterfly effect, and it's one of those, like, today, if we were gonna have a conversation about it, I'd have to go watch it again.
Yes,
It's
but
one of those things where I don't hate it, but, like, I like looking at a movie and it's like, even if it's kinda dumb or if it didn't work out the right way, like, by the time we had, like, episode 7, like, Final Destination was pretty silly, but the concept of it is still pretty great, like, the idea of, like, death not getting what it wants and being vengeful and all that kinda thing. Anyways,
exactly
spinning
so.
spinning right off course, No Surrender, this coming Friday. It's a TNA Friday pay-per-view. It's one of the lesser B pay-per-view, um, sort of filler, but not really because there's some interesting stuff. We are
Yeah.
recording this on Wednesday. If you're listening to us live, you'll be listening to this Wednesday night. I'm fully aware that Impact is gonna go live tomorrow night and add some more matches. There's only 4 right now. There's 2 that
Yes.
are really interesting and 2 that I could take or leave if I wanna be nice about it. But to make up for that, there's one that I'm really interested in for personal outside of wrestling reasons. So we'll get the ones that don't really matter that much out of the way. We got a singles match for the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Lei Ying Lee defending against Ariana Grace. Ariana Grace turned heel on her dad along with Stacks, and now she's like done a 180 and gone babyface and is trying to make Stacks be a babyface while
Yeah,
she tries to reconnect with her dad.
which is
Basically,
cool. I mean, it is a
it's a little
unique thing.
jerky is what I'm s it look, the dynamic is great.
Yeah,
The whole idea of her dad's a good guy, she's trying to be a good guy, her boyfriend is the bad boy,
because
um,
you're
is a
right.
good dynamic, but they they did it in a very knee-jerk way because the cage match where she
Yeah.
came in with Stacks and low blowed her dad feels like it was last week.
That and then also how this group, their formation was very,
Oh, the NXT Outlaws?
yeah, less than
Which they're
stellar, like
slowly which they're slowly trying to turn into a different thing on NXT with, like,
yeah,
the
the
birthright.
Nepo yes, which
Yeah.
I'm enjoying, and
The only thing that
whose
bums me
parent is
out,
Connor's?
Uriah Connors, is, Finlay.
Finley, okay, alright,
Yeah.
that's what I thought, but I was getting myself,
My thing is I don't know what family Stacks is from. Other unless they're trying to make the joke that he came from
no,
the
he's
family.
that's no, they're saying he's the son-in-law of Santino. That's what they've been going with.
Uh, okay, cool,
So,
cool, 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 cool. Because here's
yeah,
the thing, the only thing that sucks about it is the whole invading group into TNA that was the NXT Outlaws for a while,
yeah,
turning into this, like, nepo group on NXT. The only 2 that get lost in the shuffle because they don't fit that paradigm are Tyson and Tyreek, which is a bummer because they weren't doing much as part of the invasion, and they haven't done anything on NXT in forever. But I like them as a group. I like the whole anyways, Ariana Grace is now being heel on NXT and face on TNA. So the dynamic if we take the group element out of it, we take the faction out of it. Ariana Grace is a good guy, her dad's a good guy, her boyfriend's a bad guy. There's like a family drama type
uh,
of thing going on.
yeah,
We're going to
ah,
talk about Stacks later on, obviously. The dynamic makes sense. It's just that they kind of dropped it in out of nowhere, and because of that, it feels kind of lightweight. Now, the way that she went to her dad and like, "Oh, I wanna do things the right way. I wanna prove my independence. I wanna prove that I can achieve something here," and then Santino says, and I'm literally reading it off Wikipedia because 'cause I'm cheating, basically says, especially with Daria Ray here, now I can't be shown to be giving, like, nepotism and whatever,
yeah.
and the way that she convinced him or sort of guilt tripped him into giving her the title shot was, "Well, if you give me this title shot, it would really make up for you missing my Sweet 16 party." And I'm like, "I wanna like this. Ariana Grace is good.
Yeah,
Santino is Santino. Lei
yeah,
Ying
no
Lee's a
doubt.
fantastic." I wanna love all this, but, like, they're lightweighting it, like, again and again, and like, I don't wanna say they're TNA-ing it because a lot of dickheads are saying that, right now.
Not
But
yet. They're not yet. They're getting
this
to
is where
that
it's kind
point,
of
but
whatever.
yeah.
The shitty thing about it is Ariana Grace is not a 5-star wrestler, but she's better than the character she's portraying. Like, she's in there as somebody's girlfriend. She's in there as somebody's daughter. She's in there as, oh, I'm just here to like be a liaison or whatever. But like all that aside, like I've seen her wrestle live and she's good. So I think the match should be good. Lei Ying
Yeah.
Lee's walking out with the title, unless this is a double swerve and Ariana Grace does some like weird heel
Crazy.
shit.
Yeah.
Ariana Grace, you know, maybe brings the Knockouts Championship to NXT, following in the footsteps of a Kalani Jordan or a JC Jane. But I don't think it is. I think it's
No.
there's something else going on. I think it might be a case of Stax tries to help her with a heelish action and she doesn't want it, and that distraction costs her. Also, Lei Ying
Oh.
Lee, Lei Ying Lee is a babyface who's
Say that a
probably
few
going to have
times
some.
fast.
Yeah.
Right?
If I have it right in front of me like I do right now, Lei Ying Lee,
Lei Ying Lee, yes.
it's not entirely terrible. Especially because her
It's only
tag
when
team
you're
partner
saying it
is,
quick.
yeah, it's her partner being Zaya Brookside as well. It's
Yes.
also throws
Lei
you off.
Ying Lee and Zaya Brookside, and you're like,
Yeah, the
tongue-tied.
Angel Warriors, which is not a terrible tag team name.
No, not at
But
all.
I think it's also kind of weird if Stax isn't out there for the 100% we know she's a babyface to be the one that has help in her corner is always a weird dynamic to play with.
Yeah.
We talk in WWE and NXT quite a bit about how like all the ladies seem to be in a tag team. So when they go for singles runs, everybody's got somebody at their side. It kind of feels like that with Lei Ying Lee and Zaya Brookside, because it looked like they were going to be a solid tag team, but now she's the women's world champion. So shrug. Zaya Brookside gets to be the cutest cheerleader in captivity. Lei Ying Lee gets the win. I don't think there's too much rock in the boat here.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Time for the critical hat to come out.
Okay.
So a lot of people, I think including yourself, when we talk about SmackDown,
Yes.
a lot of people are getting very sick of the Wyatts versus the MFTs. It's played out.
Yeah,
It's gone
I've
too many
said this
times.
before
It's
they
sort of
even faced each
directionless.
other.
Here's the thing. I don't agree. My version of that is
Mhm.
whatever the hell they're doing with the Righteous and the Hardy Boys. Because the
Okay.
Righteous came out and they clearly wanted to have a tag team title match. They did have a tag team title match against the Hardys, but they're playing the hippie mind games of, we don't want to fight you, man. We
Yeah.
want to fight
We
with
wanna
you,
be
man. We want to help you be
we wanna be
better, man.
inside you. I mean,
Pause.
ah,
So, but here's the thing. Here's where we get
and
into like
claws.
a multi-layer problem, because the Righteous and the Hardys as a team is an interesting team if they hadn't made the story so muddy. Now, while the Hardys were saying, we don't, hey, Righteous, we don't want anything to do with you and your mind games and whatever, they got attacked by the new iteration of the system,
Yeah.
which is Eddie
Eddie
Edwards,
Edwards.
Brian Myers, Bear Bronson, and Cedric Alexander. They're not a bad unit. The rollout of them hasn't been terrible, right? But
Yeah.
they're not facing the system here. They are having a
Ooh.
warm-up match for this thrown together 4-man team against Order 4, which I said this in my solo pod last week. Order 4 seems to be the mid-card faction that you face if you're about to face the system as the main event faction. So Order 4 has become System 2.0. Which is really unfortunate because it really downplays the abilities of Order 4, specifically Mustafa Ali,
Yeah.
who's insanely good. Jada Stone, separate tangent for a second. They brought out a lot of new names last week on Impact. One of them was Jada Stone, who teamed up with Elijah to go up against Mustafa Ali and Tasha Steelz. Jada Stone, I'd never seen her before. She's the fucking star of that match. She squared off with Mustafa Ali, including ending off the match with Mustafa Ali hitting her with a jumping pile driver. And I mean,
Yeah.
Tasha Steelz got the pin. Fantastic. If you haven't seen Impact from last week, check out that match. Because I think Jada Stone. What did I say? Stone. Jada
Yes.
Stone.
I didn't
One
even
to
catch it.
watch. One to watch. On an episode where they introduced us to a handful of new people, but totally fantastic. And Mustafa Ali, who we know from WWE. WWE doesn't do the intergender wrestling type of idea, so it's a new thing for him as well. And he played up his end of the deal as well. Like, you're only as good as your dance partner, all that type of thing. So I don't want Order 4 to be the second rate, like, we're the mid card faction, and there's the bloodline and then there's the vision. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want it to be a comparison like
No,
that.
but it's so true, and that's the problem here. It's like, you get it, and
I do.
I have been upset about these folks for some time now. I've been complaining because the Wyatts should be delivering some of the best storytelling in wrestling on
Mhm.
SmackDown. There's so much lore, there's so much like deep, rich history and things they can touch upon. And the Sister Abbott, they have done nothing. When they first had their debut, and I was like, oh shit, they came in swinging. They had the VHS tapes being dropped off, and they were telling these incredible backstories of how they were all
But there's a
needing a
lantern, Jake.
family.
But
I
Jake,
hate
there's
that
a
it's been
lantern.
diluted to like the simplest, lowest common denominator at this point. Like, it's shit, Spaz. And
But there's a lantern, and it's good. I
I
like it.
wanna like
It's
it's just it's breaking me because they
I don't
both
know.
equally can
I
do
don't know.
more.
I don't know whether it hasn't quite gotten to me yet, or whether I just don't want to let go of it. I'll be fair.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring up the Wyatts and the MFTs is because a lot of people are on your side of the fence, and the closest I can come to that is this thing with the Righteous and the Hardys, because it feels like it's moving in one space. It's not standing still. It's not running away. It's running on a treadmill. So there's motion, but you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Um, but the thing about that is, though, what's equally frustrating is seeing all four of these guys on the same team interacting as a team, even if it is just for one night. I do find intriguing.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
do
and we've
find
had this
The
but many
Hardys and
times
Vincent and
before
Dutch.
where you
Yeah.
get like the intriguing, like, oh, that first it's like, oh, they're attacking, then it's the weird, can they coexist, or are they pulling off all mind
Hmm.
games? And I like the Righteous. I like their aura, their vibe, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
about the vibes. They've got something that reminds me of like an old school grindhouse serial killer film. Not
Yeah.
a psycho
And there and there
killer,
and
but
and there is a little bit of Wyatt to it, like the old school Wyatt, like NXT Bray Wyatt to them as well. Like, the
mhm.
comparisons, like, before I knew who the Righteous were, when somebody tried to say, like, "Hey, have you heard of the Righteous? They're this team from ROH or wherever." And if you're a WWE fan, oh, they're kind of like Bray Wyatt in the culty vibe types. Now they've got it where it's all bright and colorful, and it's got like this hippie veneer, and it's like, here's the thing, it's like a clown, a horrible example. Here's this bright, shiny, happy thing that's not actually that happy. Anyways, I do think the match will be
Fucking
will be
clowns.
good as much as I'm dissecting it. Mustafa Ali is killing it in TNA. Another one that I'm happy to say WWE dropped the ball on multiple times. Every time we see him on TNA, he kills it. Every time he's popped up in Destiny, which is I think twice now, he's killed it. Jason Hodge and John Schuyler are not like a crackerjack, oh my god, I hope they're the next champions tag team, but they're a solid team. Like the tag team named the Good Hands is like incredibly fitting for them. I could care less about Special Agent Zero. Honestly, I would rather have Tasha Steelz as the fourth member of their team because she's kind of great too. Um, I do think this is leading towards this same team of four taking on the system. So for better or for worse, I think the Righteous and the Hardys will get along for one night. I think one of the Good Hands eats the pin. Special Agent Zero will stand there and be tall.
Yes, he'll be massive, and that's it.
He's not quite 7 feet tall
So
because you can't teach that.
TNA is doing kind of the same thing lately too. If you notice, we're
Mm.
nothing. No, everybody kind of just feels like they're stuck. No one is being elevated. No one really right now in TNA. It feels like everybody's
Mm.
on just that same level.
I think
And
there's something going on here where it's very similar to WWE. I'm looking forward to Elimination Chamber, but a lot of people feel like they've got big stuff coming at WrestleMania, but we're not there yet. I think there's the match they're sitting on right now for the ladies, for example. Like, why are we getting Lei Ying Lee versus Ariana Grace in this like silly daddy's girl match? Okay, because by the time we get for Bound for Glory, you're probably getting Lei Ying Lee versus Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
they're not. But again, I hate to keep going back to this. It is one of their Friday shows. It is one of their B shows. It's kind of an in-betweener type show. They're not going to give you Lei Ying Lee versus Tessa Blanchard for the Knockouts Championship on a Friday show, where they know it's seen as a B show, where they know they're running head to head with SmackDown, and we have to acknowledge that that's a thing as well.
Yeah.
They're not going. They're going to give you other things. It's like when they say
It's a
the
card, but it feels like, oh, it's a card
mm.
because it's obligated to be one at times. And that's my issue with this. Like that's
I do think they've elevated some stuff that if they only had like strictly like proper pay-per-views, the stuff we see on cards like this would happen on like incredibly packed regular episodes of Impact. Or at least some of them. Like what happens on the Friday night shows would be split between happening on a big pay-per-view and happening on a weekly episode. And so it's a middle ground, but it's why you have to, and I don't want to ever tell anybody measure your expectations because that's not really fair. But it's why I go into a Friday show thinking, all right, well, it's a Friday show.
yeah. You
Like
have
that's where
tempered expectations, which is
I do.
good, but should you have to? You know what I mean?
Do you
Like,
have to? No, but they've set it up that way. And the bonus for me, if I go
yes.
in with tempered expectations, thinking, okay, I might not get something that blows me away tonight, but I'm going to get something that sets me up to be blown away at Slammiversary, Bound for Glory, Genesis that just passed, et
Yeah.
cetera, et cetera. Now, structurally, is that the best way for them to go? Especially now that they're getting all these new eyes from AMC? I don't know. It remains to be seen. I'm not saying whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying how I see their thing at the moment. So we will talk about as far as being stuck. There is not a world title match on this card,
Yeah.
which normally would rub me the wrong way. Like, why do you have your champion on there and he's just stuck in a tag match?
You're
The
not wrong.
way that the way okay, but I'm gonna make the exception here.
Now hit me
The
with
way
it.
the structure of this tag match, or the structure of this tag match, the way I see it anyway, is it's Mike Santana and Leon Slater, who are two of the biggest baby faces in the company, taking on Nick Nemeth and Eddie Edwards, who are two of the biggest dickheads in the company.
Yes.
Also, Eddie Edwards has a new group, a newly revitalized group behind him. So it should be the baby faces versus the heels. Pretty
Should be.
simple. Like it would be if they did house shows, this would be house show fare. A couple of really popular baby faces, a couple of really dickhead heels. Let's just have a fun tag match to end the night. Perfect house show fare, right? There's an extra layer to this. Even though it's a tag match,
Wow.
potentially Mike Santana has no friends.
Yeah. I mean, you might be right.
Because
Because
if you
think
think
about how
about
many
it,
times in the past he hasn't gotten any fucking help.
oh, I'm not saying Leon Slater's turning heel or anything
No,
like
no,
that.
no. But he just doesn't have
But
people helping him. Yeah.
if you look at the structure of TNA, like in WWE, we would look at the Rumble win, the Chamber win, and Money in the Bank as the ways to get your title match. Those are the bare bones ways to get your title match, right?
Yeah.
Nick Nemeth,
Well, yeah. Go ahead. Nick
Nick
Nemeth.
Nemeth has the Call Your Shot Gauntlet because him and Kaz were the co-winners this year. I didn't like it. I thought it was kind of lame, but he's still got it. He's still got the trophy for better and worse.
Yeah.
Eddie Edwards just won the World Heavyweight title shot, Call Your Shot Gauntlet briefcase. He's got a title shot whenever he wants one.
Yeah.
Leon Slater
Dun dun.
is the X Division champion,
You beat me to it.
but TNA has ingrained in their mythology now option C,
Yes.
where you can use the X Division title, cash in the X Division title
As
for a world title shot. And
I
they've
actually
been
really like
mentioned.
that too. I think that's a
I like it as
really
well.
interesting
I
idea.
wish they would do it with the Don't do it with both of them, but, like, either
No.
the IC or the US, just have somebody don't try to establish it as, "This is a new thing,"
So I
but
actually
have
got an answer on that a long time ago when this was debuted for the X division, and they felt like it undervalued or devalued, excuse me, the Money in the Bank briefcase if they did that.
uh, fair, fair. Um,
Hard to argue against that. I mean, but here's the thing.
but
After
see
everything you just mentioned, if anybody's unhappy, Kid Rock is hosting an Americans only screening of Nitro down the street, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's great.
oh no. People are so upset that another concert happened the same day. It's the
Right?
most ridiculous
How
it's the
dare
most
you?
ridiculous shit.
How dare you not watch Bad Bunny?
It's not even how dare you watch bad I can't get into this.
Uh-oh. I'm
Oh,
I'm
I'm gonna go
trying.
I like Bad Bunny as a wrestler. He's not my kind of music, but, like, the
Yeah.
guy's successful as fuck, good for him. He got the gig at the Super Bowl.
Hell yeah. Get your
Somebody
bag,
else
buddy.
somebody else put on another concert down the road. That's it. That's all.
How dare you?
That's it, that's all. Oh, and they happen to be Republican, and they happen to be, like, Bible thumpers, and guys, this might surprise a lot of you. I'm not particularly Bible thumper, but if you are, cool. I don't care.
Yeah, it's up to
Friggin'
you. It's your
the
choice.
one I will say, is Jelly Roll, because a lot of his speeches and motivational things and whatever have religious connotations to them, and I'm not saying that Jelly Roll is gonna convert me to being a religious person, but I do like seeing what it does for other people, because people find their inspiration, their strength, their support, their crutch, whatever you wanna call it, wherever they find it.
Yeah.
And I like seeing people and I'm sorry, it wasn't even true, but the minute he was rumored to be on that show, like, how do you come after Bad Bunny with or not Bad Bunny, Jelly Roll with his story?
I know.
Like,
But people
how do you do
people
it?
do.
It's ridiculous. I'm happy for Bad Bunny. Would I have watched the Super Bowl? And it's one of those trap questions as well. Did you watch the Super Bowl halftime show? No, because I didn't watch the Super Bowl because I don't give a fuck about football. It's like a little while ago, there was a little advertising campaign put out by Budweiser, if you recall,
Oh, I forgot
and they're
about
like,
that.
"Oh, Spaz, I bet you don't drink Bud now." And I'm like, "Well, I never drank Bud because I don't drink beer. Hand me my
Mhm.
Smirnoff and fuck off.
Yeah.
It is
Hey,
what it is."
I mean, after AEW chanting what they did last week, the fans, now Mick Foley said he's really enjoying AEW. So, I
Yo,
mean,
Mick okay,
mm,
cool,
right?
cool.
I'm trying it. I'm trying so hard to
Cool.
get you to go off. I'm really trying.
No, really nice to find, that, Mick Foley has found himself a new Bob. Isn't that wonderful and
Oh.
fantastic? Anyways,
Oh,
moving swiftly
God.
on. I used to have such high respect for
Woo!
Mick Foley. Jesus Christ. Put him in the category along with, MVP and Jeff Jarrett and all these other people. Fuck off. Oh, why does wrestling conspire to make me sad? Let's
Yeah.
get on to something good. Let's get on to something good. Mike Santana and Leon Slater taking on Nick Nemeth and Eddie Edwards. On its face, it's a great match.
And this is good.
Look, you look a little bit deeper, and Mike Santana might find himself as a man on an island because even his own partner might cash in on him.
Yeah,
And if
which is very
Leon Slater,
possible.
Nick Nemeth, and Eddie Edwards aren't enough to worry about, he's also got Steve Macklin to worry about.
Yeah.
Because Steve Macklin was supposedly saying his goodbyes last week, and Santana was the last one to say goodbye to him, and then he jumped him. And
Yeah.
I like the way they played this
Taking him
off.
out.
Gonna get repetitive for those of you that listen to the Sunday pod. I'm sorry. Thanks for listening.
Yeah. We
The way
appreciate
that
it.
they had him say goodbye to the fans in a backstage segment, if that was just him saying goodbye, I would have said that was really lame. Because if he was giving a genuine goodbye, then he should have done it in the ring. But the way
Yeah.
he was like goodbye, goodbye, goodbye to everybody, getting all his hugs from people, and then Mike Santana, as who kind of has to be the hood ornament of the company because he's the champion,
Yep.
stepping up to him and saying, hey man, you should be proud of what you did here. You should leave with your head held high. This place is better for
Yeah.
having you in it. Leave with your chin up and all that sort of. It's exactly the kind of thing that we talked about with Sami Zayn not too long ago. Of
Yes.
that's all the right things you should be saying to somebody, but in
But
the wrong headspace, the
yeah,
way that somebody
wrong
could take that
time.
as being like really condescending and patting you on the head,
Underhanded. Yeah.
and you
It's
just took them
okay,
out.
little buddy. You'll get him next time. Like it's
I
really
think we're genuinely
condescending
I
and
think we're
yeah.
genuinely gonna get a thing of like Mike Santana goes to management and he says, "You know what? I can't get my hands on Steve Macklin in the streets. I don't want to go to jail again. Hire him back so I can beat the shit out of him legally."
Yes,
I think we're
please.
gonna get something like that because he has talked about like his past and ending up in those types of situations. And kudos to Mike Santana for opening up about his real life so that they could tell those stories because those are always inspiring to somebody. But you could lean on something that simple. He's had a particularly like not so easy past, and Macklin has his military past, and the two of them I don't say this condescendingly, and I don't say this in a mocking way, but
Yeah.
you could get two guys going head to head that are gonna beat the shit out of each other that could very easily have a who's had a more troubled, like, upbringing, lifestyle,
Oh,
whatever.
absolutely.
Because it's both tough. It's two very different kinds of tough from a storytelling point of view, and I think when they get to that match, I mean, it's also gonna be what gets Steve Macklin from being unemployed to being
To
back in a
being
world title
hired, yeah.
situation, because as much as I would love to see Leon Slater, Mike Santana, face versus face, champion versus champion, and I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
As much as Mike Santana and Nick Nemeth would be fun, as much as Eddie Edwards getting in the mix is great because I think him being stuck in a faction, while I think he's now the leader, I think it's like you could always do more with Eddie Edwards. I think he's one of those guys that's like constantly looks like he's waiting to show you, yeah, but I can also do this.
Yes. He's really multifaceted, and he
Yeah.
often doesn't get the ability to
But I just
really
think if you want to
showcase
go,
that.
if you get to a big pay per view, and I don't know when in the year Bound for Glory is, I don't have a TNA calendar in front of me. But if you get to the end of a big pay per view, like one of their flagpole pay per views, and it's say they make it a street fight or a no DQ or whatever, Mike Santana, Steve Macklin, no holds barred for the TNA championship. That's
Yeah.
not any kind of bad thing, man. In the meantime, you get Nick Nemeth teasing his trophy and Eddie Edwards teasing his briefcase. And even Leon Slater, coming to him face to face, man to man, saying, you know what? Hey, I'm not going to surprise you, but I do have this option at my disposal. And we will have that conversation one day because he's that kind of character. Like, hey, face to face, let's do this
Yeah.
type of thing. Mike Santana, Leon Slater at some point will be fantastic.
You know,
Will
I
be absolutely fantastic.
yeah.
But
I agree.
out of nowhere by throwing this match together that seems like I said at the beginning, it seems like a nothing match. It seems like something you would see on a house show. It doesn't make any sense. Why isn't the world champion in a world championship match on a pay-per-view? It's opening up a lot of doors to a lot of possibilities. And it's not like necessarily, hey, I want to know who wins this tag match. I want to know where this tag match takes us.
Yeah.
Nothing really interesting happens from the two champions winning. All kinds of stuff interesting happens if the heels win or if there's a no contest. So I'm going to go with the heels win. At least one of them, either Nick Nemeth with the trophy or Eddie Edwards with the briefcase, at least one of them teases cashing in or making it a world title opportunity.
Yeah. No,
Or if at
I
the
somebody
or at the
has
very
to,
last
right?
minute, at the very last minute, if Leon takes his option respectfully, and then Nick Nemeth piles on and Eddie Edwards piles on, and this tag match that we think is nothing becomes a world title fatal four way. That's the kind of swerve that TNA pulls out of their ass every once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say that I want it to happen, but for the sake of how we're looking at these Friday pay-per-views right now, for the stereotype of what a Friday pay-per-view is, they could use a spark like that.
Yeah,
They really
this
could.
one really needs it and something big. So if they went
Yep.
ahead and brought this out, it could be massive.
Yep. I
Honestly,
mean, throw
like
Mac throw Macklin in there as well and just, like, have a five-way Ultimate X match.
that would be
I would have to look
crazy.
I would have to look back because I don't have the knowledge at hand. I don't know that they've ever done an Ultimate X match for the world title.
Yeah.
I would have I
I'm
would have
not
to go and look
sure
that up.
either.
I would have to go and look that up. I definitely haven't looked that up because it's an idea that I just had right now
Right.
But hey, Jordan Grace is telling us that, hey, one of these years we're gonna get Ultimate X at WrestleMania, which doesn't hurt my feelings at all.
I hope it happens. I still to this day worry that it's not going to come to fruition, but
I
we
think with all
shall
the
see.
athletic talent that they have in WWE right now, like I'm thinking specifically of Javon Evans, obviously. But if you
Yeah.
take the guys like Javon Evans on the main roster, get the X division from TNA, and bring over some of the luchadors
Yeah. I mean, absolutely.
from AAA. I mean, I'm sorry, get Octagon, Ray Phoenix, Laredo Kid, um, Dragon Lee, Javon Evans, uh,
Oh my god, that
Leon's.
cutter is gonna live rent free in my mind forever.
Oh
The
my god, the
drone
people that are
shot.
like, oh my god, he jumped into nothing. No, Gable rolled out of the way. I mean, that guy in the mask
Yes.
that's supposedly Gable rolled out of the way and whatever. It's like the what was it? The Doomsday in the ladies triple threat where Rhea Ripley had one of the Lyra on her shoulders, and then Ivy went to the corner, and they said, "Oh, she messed it up." It's like, no, she dropped her on her face so that the other one couldn't get the Doomsday.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
what are we doing? What are we doing? And also, let's just talk about like how there's two Grandes, and one of them's the good guy in WWE, and the other one's the good guy in AAA. Like Kaiser Grande is over as fucking AAA,
I know,
and
and
they're
original,
pushing Gable Grande as a babyface to the point of teaming him with Javon Evans
and
on
then in
WWE.
AAA, it's the opposite.
It's madness. Like he went super babyface because he went
Undertaker
up
fucking
against
us up.
Vikingo. Yo, shout out to, I don't have the name in front of me, but somebody in the comment section down below gave me a more detailed uh description of why the AAA fans suddenly turned on Vikingo, and it was more than just the Alberto stuff.
Yeah,
So people offering me extra information when I don't have extra information, I see you. I appreciate you.
we
Now,
get you. We're trying, but
we just went through the World Heavyweight Championship picture. So that should be the end of the pod, right?
yes, should be. But
No, let's talk about my main event
yes.
for this Friday. And
Uh-oh.
honestly,
What could it be?
honestly, I hope it is the main event
I mean,
because
realistically, they might go with Santana's, but it's a tag
yeah,
match, so
yeah.
that's why I'm
I
like,
get it. It's a tag
I
match, but also it's got their main champion and their signature champion in it.
yes,
I'm taking the piss a little bit.
I know,
If the tag
but
match is
think
the main
about
event, there's no
the
titles on the line. It shouldn't be blah blah blah.
that's what I'm saying. So this is for the international title. This is from Feast or Fired from Miguel. Like
Mhm,
this is massive. I would not just because you love it and I would. This is probably going to be match of the night. Like, but I get their
mhm.
point because Santana is their champ and Leon Slater
Yep.
is like their biggest star. Namath and Edwards you can't go wrong with. So more than likely the tag will be the main event. But for this being a Friday show, it is a very good card.
Oh,
It
you can
is
flip it around.
yeah.
It was Myron Reed and Leon Slater that defended the X Division
Mhm.
Championship in a pay-per-view main event for the first time in like 10 years back in 2025.
Yes, I
Oh my
forgot about
god.
that.
What did I just say? Back in 2025. It's like the years are just going away.
They were
Here's the
running
thing.
by us.
Here's the thing. Even if this wasn't a TNA NXT thing, even if
Yeah.
this wasn't a title match thing, this is a vindication thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Trey Miguel on my TV on a pay-per-view because TNA continues to be the anti-cancel culture company.
I will give them that. I mean, they're not chanting anything to do with delicious, frosty, ice cold beverages, but they are open to letting people have a paycheck and be employed. I mean, that really
Mhm,
is what it comes down to,
mhm.
Spaz. No, I
I will
mean,
say, like, it was cool to see because his comeback, like his surprise comeback, was in the Feast or Fired match, which was for TNA because TNA doesn't really have something like the Royal Rumble. This was kind of like a Royal Rumble surprise in a way.
yeah,
Him coming out for the Feast or Fired. I wish they had done Feast or Fired on a pay-per-view, but Adam Brooks, who
yes,
was to the best of my knowledge debuting on TNA on Impact, and you figure, okay, it's Trey's comeback match. It's going to be a squash. They had a hell of a match. He's another one like Jada Stone who I saw one match and said, "Okay, I want to see more of that guy. I want
Yeah,
to see more
sign
Jade
me
Stone."
up. I am
And
all
there was
about it.
actually another lady, Rachel Leigh, who took on Tessa Blanchard in her AMC debut.
Dun dun.
Um, so they had I go back to it, but Impact last week, they did a really good job of, hey, here's a bunch of new faces. Like we are trying to like mix up the mix a little bit, if that's even a sentence. But Trey Miguel coming in, doing the feast or fired thing, everybody and their mother thinking they were original, saying, "Oh my god, wouldn't it be funny if he came back and then he got the fired briefcase?" I'm like, "No, it wouldn't.
No, that's the
It's
like
that'd be pretty shit,
what
actually."
would be good about it. But I will say this.
Mm,
What's not shit is that their viewership has consistently ticked up.
gone up. Yep.
173, 201, 241. I mean, that's they were up 40,000 viewers this week. So they've been
I
up
do like the
30,000, now
fact
40,000. It's just imagine if they eventually just keep growing consistently like this and then next thing you know they're beating Dynamite. Could you imagine?
oh, it's gonna come sooner than later.
You
It's
think?
going to
I
come
think
sooner
they
than
just
later.
need to really batten down the hatches here. Like they have things that are working really well, and then they're ignoring things that could work even better. Where's Tessa? Why is she such a like I feel like this comedy duo they have her in is a bit limiting.
Mm,
If they're gonna
I
a
think
lot of the
as
tag
much as
teams are not strong right now.
we are giving them a lot of credit for being the anti-cancel culture company, I
Yes.
think with the Tessa thing, there's a constant push back. I think a lot of people were with Trey Miguel. Yeah, okay, he said some stupid shit on Twitter, whatever. AEW was fucking stupid. And they got him back, and it's like TNA that thought they were losing all the Rascals, and they got one of the Rascals back, and okay, we're gonna carry on as per. Tessa Blanchard coming back as sort of a like a she'd been there before, but it was her return was long enough removed that like she could be considered a new talent again.
Yeah.
They could react like she was a new talent. The Rascals were gone from TNA, or sorry, Trey Miguel was gone from TNA for what, 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So it was more of a it wasn't a he came back, it was more of a he never left.
Yeah.
So the good news was we didn't lose him. So it's not quite as groundbreaking for anybody that's gonna be against it, if that makes any sense. But what I will say is actually I heard, for those of you that watch What Culture and know how good the interviews with Andrew Pollard are, he had the Hardy Boys on today, and they were asked about the Trey Miguel thing, asked about the Rascals thing in general, and Matt Hardy just said, like, all those guys are really great. We've got a really good working relationship with all of them. When they signed with AEW, I texted them all to say congratulations, go grab the bag, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. When he heard about Trey Miguel, he said, "Hey, man, you good? Like, you still this, that, the next thing?" And then immediately re-embraced by TNA and the TNA fan base. And it's
Which
really
is
nice to see.
great.
Comes back in the Feast or Fired thing. If he had just come back in the Feast or Fired and not even won a briefcase, the pop of him returning, I think, would have been enough, and then just set him on his way to whatever his next story would be. For
Yeah.
him to grab the briefcase, for him to himself to immediately say, "Oh man, this better not be the fired briefcase, or everybody can fuck off," or whatever. But even Matt Hardy, like jokingly online, was like, "Oh, TNA could do the funniest thing ever." I'm like, Is it though? Is it
Is it
funny? Really?
really?
Is
Like,
it really funny?"
really,
But
really?
no, for him to get the international championship,
Yeah.
it's really interesting because X Division would be him just slotting back into a place that he's been before.
Yeah.
And we just talked about it, like, it's not super crowded, but the World Heavyweight Championship picture is crowded enough. The
Yes.
international championship is new. And it's like what
And you could
we've
make
said
your own
before.
lineage with it, essentially
This is the
you have a
thing.
chance to do something new.
When we I make this point constantly about Corey Graves when they decided to make him the voice of AAA rather,
Yes.
and WWE basically said, "This is our new thing. We want you to be the voice of the new thing." Well, the international championship isn't entirely new, but it's new enough that each person that holds it has an impact on it.
Yeah.
Now, add on to that is not only will he be boosting the prestige of that championship belt, he'll also be in storyline the one that brought it back to TNA from NXT because Stacks is an NXT guy.
Yeah.
And he'll be the guy that got it away from the guy that's been mean to Santino Marella, which will be a good thing for the fans as well because people have a lot of sentimentality for Santino. So they're putting him, yeah, they're putting him in a title match, but they're putting all these other things on him. Like, you're avenging Santino. You're making our title feel prestigious. You brought the belt back home. Like, they didn't just say, oh, we thought we lost you. We didn't lose you. So I guess you're back on the roster. Like, we're going to make you prominent.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
gotta be vindicating.
That's
It's
gotta
vindicating
be
it's vindicating for fans like us that are sick of the shit,
Yeah.
realistically speaking. Like, look at all the stupid reasons people have been either fired or not even hired by specifically AEW these days. But it's vindicating specifically for me because I've seen Trey Miguel in person. I've seen Trey Miguel at Destiny. Check it off your Spaz Phoenix bucket list. It's fine. Um, and it's got to be vindicating for him. I
Had to have
shared,
that brought up eventually. I was waiting for it.
of course. Well, Trey Miguel is facing Jax Williams and a third competitor as yet to be announced for the interim Destiny Championship coming up later on in February. Now,
Yes.
it's interim because the actual New Era champion is Casey Navarro, who's injured right now.
Yeah, that sucks.
So here's me being selfish though.
Okay.
Is Casey Navarro's injured right now, but he's still recognized as the New Era champion.
Yeah.
If Trey Miguel is
Which
the interim
oh,
champion
I like it.
and Casey Navarro comes back, you want to get the undisputed New Era champion. Eventually, I'm going to get a Destiny ticket that's going to be headlined by Trey Miguel versus Casey Navarro,
You
which is going to be fucking amazing.
son of a bitch. And who else are you
Um,
getting up there? You just shared?
oh, Zilla.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I really like him, so
I like his promo, like when he said he's going for the Destiny title, a title that was held by Rey Mysterio, by
yeah.
Ricochet, by Pete Dunne, by Josh Alexander, like up and
When you
down,
actually think
like
about it, that belt is more prestigious than anything Ring of Honor has done in the last 10 years. Not 10 years, 5
or
years.
or
Excuse me.
or ever.
Well, Ring
It's
of
more
Honor did
it's
have some
well, it's more
big people,
prestigious
but
than whatever the fuck that title is that Ricochet is carrying right now.
oh my god. I forget he even has a title. Honest, like I'm not being an ass.
Well,
Like I
it's a knockoff
genuinely
of it's a knockoff of a belt from another company. So let's be real for a second. And
what
plus,
championship is it?
it's the NWA. It was made to look like the NWA North American
Yeah,
champion.
but I'm
I'm not.
saying in AEW, I don't even know what the hell the name of it
Oh,
is.
it's the international champion, I
Yeah,
think.
see,
No, no, sorry, national.
I was gonna say it's not
International.
international because I
It's
know they made us
international
think
to
about
somebody
that.
else.
Mhm.
Because, well, they had to rip off the Intercontinental title, so they made an international championship and a continental championship.
Yeah,
And
like a
then
bunch of fucking
then Tony made his own rip-off version of the G1 just so he could have the C2. But anyways, not the point.
C2?
I
I see you too.
oh my goodness.
You fuck.
Oh my
I just
goodness
wanna take
gracious.
him down. You know it.
Anyways, they're really dumb if Trey doesn't win this.
I know. I agree.
Like, I mean, there still might be a little bit of lull TNA, but I don't think they're gonna lull TNA this.
I don't know because it's a
They
Friday show. My thought is,
Yep,
honestly, I think he gets screwed here, and then it leads to the rematch in, like, a cage match or some type of shit. I could see them
that'd be fine, yeah.
yeah, because my thought was Grace gets involved, fucks him over, and then we basically just go back to square one. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
think
all
the fact
right.
that they're actually I think the fact that they're actually pushing that group now on NXT
Mhm.
might be the deciding factor
Yeah,
because
because he
all
doesn't
those guys
need the title to be in the group. The group could be
it's it's true, but also all those guys that were in TNA, invading TNA from NXT were all the guys they weren't using. And
yeah.
now they're using Lexus King and they're using Stacks and they're
Yeah,
using Charlie Dempsey not so much, but
but it's
now
there, yeah.
they're actively recruiting Uriah Connors and they're taking apart the Chase U and they're doing stuff now.
Yeah, it's happening.
I think one of the reasons they were all chucked over to TNA for a bit to be another invasion angle was because none of them were being used. So I think if this is the end of Stax's sorry, I'll say it the other way around. I think if Stax loses the title, it's going to be because his time in TNA right now is done. But
Yeah.
also, it's a pretty nice comeback story for Trey Miguel.
No, it is a
And
really
he's
nice payback.
and if it is the main event, if we go off the air with him holding up that beautiful baby blue title over his head, that's going to be my thumbnail on Sunday night.
Hell yeah. How could
is
it
going to be
not
my
be,
thumb.
Spaz? How the frig could it not be? And that's what I'm excited for. Like, I want to see him win. There's not
Mm,
many, like, there's a lot of people that I like, and obviously people I
mm,
want to win. But
mm.
realistically, right now, I am at a point where it's like so close yet so far. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
there's not many people that I'm over the moon enamored with or
Rooting
truly.
for.
Yes, exactly.
Like genuinely, like I'm on the journey with you rooting for.
Yes.
The
Trey
only thing I can
Miguel is
compare this to,
one. Trey Miguel is absolutely one.
the
And
only thing I could say to this, and it would be totally within storyline, not having anything to do with outside things. If there was a chance in hell that I thought Finn Balor was going to walk into Chicago and actually dethrone CM Punk,
yeah.
that would be the one that would maybe supersede this one.
Yes.
Punk
Had
Punk
they
and Finn.
waited to fucking announce the Roman choice, I know they needed to push
Mm,
WrestleMania tickets, but they were so selfish with that because now
no, I
Finn.
think it okay. When we okay, sorry, I'm preemptively throwing up a wall here because there's an entire conversation we are going to have when we preview the Elimination Chamber for why Roman making his choice early was so important to the Finn Balor match. Roman choosing Punk early is so important to the Finn Balor match in Chicago, and I'm gonna lay that all out for everybody on the Elimination Chamber preview because I have a theory that nobody's going to agree with. There's your plug or whatever.
Yep.
Um, Trey Miguel takes the title. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna say no because I think we're gonna get a second out of this, but he's gonna get
I would
screwed.
say I would say
I bet
maybe
you buy
not.
the
If
TNA group, and then what if they have to have some type of like rematch on Impact against whoever he needs to form with? And I don't know. I just
mm,
like something. There's something to it to me that like we're missing still.
I
You know?
I don't think they have Trey Miguel immediately starting another group of people because the accusation they're going to get at that point is, oh, he lost the rest of his buddies to AEW, so we had to go find some new ones. And I think that's kind of a shit narrative. And I think he can have a similar story to Wes Lee in NXT. Remember when Wentz got fucked up
Oh
and
yeah,
NXT had to fire him.
yeah.
And then
And
Wesley
over
is like, I have
bullshit,
to, yeah, over bullshit.
they've all had
NXT
it.
could learn, NXT could learn from TNA and be like the anti-cancel culture company, but
And
no,
can I?
no, no, no.
I know you got to finish your thought, but my high ass will forget. The one thing I always want to bring up: enjoy infamy. Velveteen
Mhm,
Dream. They kept him for so long, but yet they let
mhm,
everybody else go
mhm.
immediately. Enzo and Wentz and fuck you, fuck, bam, bam,
But
bam.
you, okay, and I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get my channel taken down, but we know
No,
why.
I
We
know,
know why.
I know, but
But no, but anyways, I think at this point, because he's gone solo before, but after losing his entire group all at once, after thinking he
again,
was gonna be
really,
able to go with them, I do wanna see him do because Wesley did do it, or I should say Desmond Xavier now,
yeah,
but, like, he did do incredible. Like, he lost his tag team partner, and he had to forge his own way as a singles guy and did a pretty damn good job in NXT.
very believable.
I
Had a great title
I
run.
I wanna see the same thing for Trey in TNA because I think in TNA, you'll get a little bit more breathing room to do it. Like WWE, we all know for better and worse is like a little more structured, a little bit more, hey, we already had an idea in mind, whatever. No, they lost the Rascals, and then they found out they could get Trey back, and they had him back the following day.
Yeah, and they were
Like
ready to
they
go.
they played Turn on a Dime, they played this, that, the next. When Leon Slater and Danny Luna were stuck in the UK with the visa stuff,
Yeah,
okay, we can't do this. We're gonna give you something else. Swap it out. Here's a substitute. We take off one tire, we put another tire on, and we keep racing.
yeah.
I think TNA is kind of unparalleled in that regard.
Hmm.
Um,
No, I will
but
agree
yeah,
because WWE typically, I hate to say it, but like they fix their own problems, if that makes sense, is where TNA
yeah,
like adapts and
mhm,
well, no, I should say WWE doesn't fix their problems; they ignore them. TNA takes
mm.
accountability and then finds a way to continue on.
Well, under the okay, you're not supposed to say Vince, but under the Vince regime, he always had that like, if you can't give them what you advertised, you better give them something better,
Yes,
right? This is
TKO
why,
just wants money and they don't give a shit,
yeah,
and they'll give you 2 matches on a 5-hour card that you don't get to see.
but it's why we got that one random out of nowhere Finn Balor versus AJ Styles match, and then we had Kurt Angle in the Shield for a night
Yeah,
and whatever.
and
Now
Triple H.
TNA doesn't do that. TNA,
They
they
don't
don't
do
try to
better,
tell
but
you.
they roll on. Yeah.
They just swap out a piece and move on. Like if Leon Slater wasn't available for that match, they wouldn't try to bring in some like crackerjack surprise. They would say, you know what? You know who we do have that people like about as much as Leon Slater, who just turned babyface and just had a really big win over AJ Francis. We got Rich Swann, who's got a little bit of momentum right now. Why don't we throw Rich Swann with Mike Santana for tonight and see what happens?
Yeah.
Like they like replace the missing piece and move on, whereas WWE does a little bit of, they overshoot, which I understand you want to overcompensate for not being able to give what you advertised, but sometimes you can just swap something out and move on. You don't have to jingle the keys so much.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need the full over here, you don't need that full distraction. You really
Speaking of
don't.
jingling keys and
Mm.
what things people want to look at, I am once again running a pay-per-view day hangout over on the channel. Because it's a Friday show, it's not going to be a full 12-hour hangout because I do work during the day.
Yes.
So if you head on over to my channel, I think it's linked to your channel and to Cody's channel as well.
Yes.
Head on over to the channel around 6 o'clock on Friday. It's going to run 6 to midnight. If you
Can't
want to come
wait.
in there and talk about this show, obviously SmackDown will also be going on, so I'll be triple or quadruple screening. We can talk about SmackDown as well, or anything else you guys want to talk about, but the hangout will be there. Please share it around. Please feel free to come in and participate as much or as little as you'd like to. As I said before, it just acts like a guest book. Just pop in and say hello, drop a suggestion, drop a prediction, drop
Share
a
it around.
reaction,
Get people to
etc.
sub, please.
Share it around. We've had some really fun conversations in there. A lot of the people from the Wrestling for Life Network community, we've seen MDB in there, we've seen C Money in there, we've seen XX Mega in there, we've seen Bradley in there. Bradley always sharing around my stuff as well. Want to send a quick shout out to you as well, much appreciated, as well as Jake trying to help me get my name out there, get my numbers up,
Yes.
et
So happy
cetera.
to see you ticking up
And
that ladder, my friend. You certainly deserve it. You deserve it.
I am really, really close to 1,500. It makes me very happy, and you guys make me feel very happy, and Jake makes me feel very happy, especially when he reaches across cyberspace and grabs me on the ass.
That's
Jake, tell them
right.
where to find you, buddy.
No sexual harassment here. That's all consensual. And if it wasn't too bad, I'm grabbing. You can find me on youtube.com/Jake DeMarco, where we go live for Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and sometimes TNA and AEW reviews, as well as pretty much every major PLE and pay-per-view. Unfortunately, I won't be covering this Friday because I'm getting surgery, but we have Into Somewhere Weekly tonight, so you'll hear that will already be over, but go ahead and check it out. We're talking about the Elimination Chamber, the road to WrestleMania, some more injuries and what's changing on the card. And Thursday, we're mixing UCR podcast again with gaming night. So help me prep for surgery as we have a blast and de-stress, hanging out together to have a great time. So go ahead and follow me on Twitter at CountdownEnded and on Instagram under the same. And make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share the hell out of this for Spaz, please. Go ahead and let everybody know from the rooftop, scream it, that he's got his hangout this Friday, and we can't wait to be there. So
I will also be talking about anything that happens at No Surrender on Sunday, as Sunday has become my let's sort of round up and talk about TNA and AAA podcast,
yeah, it's
which
been
people
great.
seem to be
Wait.
seem
You
to be
said
liking
No
as well.
Surrender?
Yeah.
I've been saying War Games this whole time. Aw, fuck me. I'm sorry. I'm such an idiot.
Too many bananas on the hat. Anyways, subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, keep all of these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later, but for right now, I am tagging out. Bye, guys.
Don't surrender.